young chillin', a YouTube internet media villain. Can't be what you want her to be. She's a baby-faced heel on the first degree.
Alright, we start out with SmackDown for July 18th. Opens up with Charlotte Flair. She takes on Raquel Rodriguez and defeats her. We also have Damian Priest versus Carmelo Hayes. Damian wins, but he wins via disqualification thanks to Aleister Black, who comes in and attacks him and gives him the black mass. And all the while, throughout the beginning of the show, it was Solo Sikoa getting arrested for framing and snitching on Jacob Fatu for a car accident that turned out to be bogus. Anywho, the number one contender for a tag team contendership, Andrade and Rey Fenix, they win taking on DIY and Motor City Machine Guns and Fraxium, the same crew they always fight. Anyway, they won the number one contendership. Stephanie Vakir, whatever, she beats Alba Fire. And we had John Cena and Cody Rhodes facing off for their match that was supposed to be coming up at SummerSlam. They were signing a contract, but John Cena tries to back out of it, says he can't make it. Anyway, Cody knocks him out and forces, or should I say forged, a signature. So there will be a match. Raw, July 21st. CM Punk and Gunther opens the show with a promo for their SummerSlam matchup. We have Sheamus defeating Rusev in a return match that culminated a few weeks ago. El Grande Americano and Dragon Lee, they were fighting and scrapping backstage. Not the real El Grande, but you know. Number one contendership triple threat match was won by LWO as they took on New Day and the Creed brothers. Becky Lynch and Lyra Valkyria, they cut a promo for their match coming up at SummerSlam. Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez, the tag champs, they took on Bayley and Lyra Valkyria. Anyway, the tag champs win thanks to mostly interference from Dominic and AJ Styles and Becky Lynch. AJ Styles has been fucking with Dominic Mysterio throughout the night, posing as a night janitor and a parking valet and a medic. Karrion Kross beat Sami Zayn, and then after that, Dominic gets his lick back on AJ Styles backstage, which sets up their match for SummerSlam. Stephanie Vakir beats Io Sky through a disqualification thanks to Chelsea Green. Also, Naomi and Rhea Ripley also interfered in that match. And then at the end of the evening, Paul Heyman and Brun, they close the show. They call out Roman Reigns, and Paul asks Roman to join the group, which basically would have been Roman and the Brons. Roman ain't dead, so they end up fighting. Jey Uso comes out to make the save, which pretty much just sets up their match for SummerSlam. Roman has some good quotables. He said Paul isn't a wise man anymore, he's a dumbass.
He didn't lie.
And he goes, yeah, true that, yeah. Roman gave credit to the Usos, Solo Sikoa and Sami Zayn. He said they were responsible for him holding the title for so long. And also he was saying that the Bloodline family, that was pretty much God's work. Had nothing to do with Paul Heyman. And that was Raw.
Okay. First, I want to talk about how Bronson Reed was weirdly grabbing on Braun Breaker. It just looked really unsettling. Like, I get he was holding him back, but it was just the way he was doing it was so unsettling, and I've never noticed how short he is. I was just looking at him like, why does he look so why. He looked really weird to me, and I didn't know if it was me or if I was tweaking.
You was tweaking.
He looked so short, though, and I'm like, I thought he was so tall, but he's looked so short. It was just really unsettling. The whole thing was just, my brain was tweaking so hard. SummerSlam for Jey Uso and Roman Reigns going against the Brown Bros. Who you think will win?
I want the Brown Browns to win, but you know, logic dictates that it'll be the bloodline.
That's not necessarily true. As we have seen, they can sometimes go against our expectations, which is very rare for them to do, but
Well, I don't see the Brown Browns having a secret weapon in the background unless it's Seth sneaking out there at the last minute, showing that he's not really hurt or something.
I mean, they could get Rusev. Genuinely, they could get Rusev. And I'm seeing it now. They probably wouldn't, but I see it as, like, Rusev is also somebody they're trying to push as, like, just a ruthless person. And throwing him in this group with, like, 3 other ruthless people would make a lot of sense.
I've seen no clues, but that would be nice.
There doesn't always need to be clues. Because sometimes they have just thrown people in randomly, and then we're questioning later, like, what... Like, when they threw Roxanne Perez into the Judgment Day, and it's like, we never saw this really coming, other than, like, one small tidbit of her talking to Finn. And I don't think we ever saw that it was actually her. But that was months ago, so, like, my memory's kind of bad.
Okay, I'll give you that.
Who's your wrestler of the week?
I have no wrestler of the week, but I would like to give a shout out to Taz 0512. He's a friend of ours, and I think you know who he is too. So.
Okay. I have a thing with the Naomi thing going on. I love Naomi's, like, takeover, her whole evil thing. What she's doing is amazing. Naomi's is just going crazy right now. I just don't like what people are trying to do on the internet, and it's deeply... It's getting to the point where, like, death threats and, like, insults are being thrown all over the place. And I'm seeing so many of these things because, you know, I'm the one who's normally online searching this stuff. And I'm seeing a lot of it, and it's like, why are we doing this? All because she cashed in on Rhea Ripley and Io Sky. And it's become, like, really bad. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it is what it is. But
I think you forget how old I am. I've seen this for years. These are people who take the shit too far. It's been happening forever.
yeah,
It's supposed to be entertainment. It's all supposed to take over your life. It ain't supposed to just make you all of a sudden hate. It's not real. And if you start acting like the shit is real, then you have a problem. Now you should be ignoring that shit.
I know, but when it's becoming, like, on everybody's videos, I'm watching, like, people talking about wrestling, I'll look at the comment sections just to, like, look at them, and you'll just have a bunch of racial slurs being thrown towards Naomi, and then it's like, this just feels so targeted just for no reason. And a lot of the time,
you know that these people is ignorant.
That's true, and I'm just like, what is the point of this? What are you getting out of this? But my thing here is, like,
exactly what are they getting out of it other than venting? But other than that, that shows that lets you know right there their true colors.
True, but my thing
this shit
here
is supposed to be entertainment.
I'm trying to mainly say that Rhea Ripley stood up for what's her name when she was getting bullied online, but she hasn't said a word when it came to Naomi, and I'm just thinking, you should probably come out and say something. And even if it is kayfabe, she still stood up for the one blonde chick, and they've been rivaling for years. So I'm just like, you should show a little courtesy here too. It's really bad. The Wyatt Six.
What about them?
I like them with the tag team, but also we didn't see them last week, and I thought we would have saw them last week. If we did, I don't remember. But
No, they didn't fight this past SmackDown. No.
okay, but it feels like they should be out here, like at least with like.
Well, they were out there the week before, so.
Yeah, but like when the Street Profits had it, they were here every day. They may have not been wrestling, but they were there in the back.
But they didn't fight They had backstage segments and shit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We need some of that. But I know the Wyatt Six never do backstage segments for real, so that's
exactly. So that's why they send a little video in every once in a blue moon, you know.
That's true. What do you think about the Karrion Kross and Sami Zayn thing?
I think down the road they're probably gonna tag team together. They're gonna hook up.
Probably.
This is the long story. I think they just showing how long it's taken before they hook up and Sammy sees the light.
I see where you're coming from, but my thing is I really want them to do like the Karrion Kross is like an actual future teller, or he's somehow cursing people. I want that.
Yeah, you've said this before.
I know, but like I really want that because I feel like they don't give him as good as a push as they should, because he's a really good wrestler. And I always forget how good certain wrestlers are because we don't see them do their thing as much. But like you always get like they're really good in the ring. And I want more of that. There was something.
Shout out to Hulk Hogan. Oh, okay. I was reminding you. I didn't know if you was getting ready to say this at the end.
I was not.
So let's just say rest in peace to Hulk Hogan. Whether you love him or hate him, you gotta admit that him and Vince McMahon, they created this shit that we have right now. You would not see any wrestling as popular as it is today without and the stuff that they done.
Good or bad.
What? Shout out to Hulk Hogan?
Most definitely. I'm gonna leave this in, but it's just like a.
Okay, let's see. Now you make me look bad. I was trying to be sincere.
It is what it is. Honestly, it is what it is. If you don't like certain wrestlers, I can understand that from how they present themselves as people. Because I can say there were some wrestlers I grew up loving, and then once I'm older, I'm like, oh, I don't agree with you, but I still like what I grew up knowing, you know?
Right.
You got to be able to separate the art from the artist.
Yep. You enjoy the illusion and not the life's intrusion.
True. I remember what I wanted to talk about now. The words didn't come to fruition. Dominic Mysterio.
Never do a Slim Jim. Trying to get a sponsor here. Okay, go ahead.
No, they really should. But Dominic Mysterio and AJ Styles. I love AJ Styles right now. The man is so funny. And he's just doing his thing. Because I didn't notice he was the attendant at first when they pulled up with the car. And then...
Oh, yeah.
I had to go back and I'm like, wait a minute. And then I saw him as the janitor and I'm like, okay. And then he was the dude who was helping Dom out physically. And I'm like, oh, what are we doing? Where are you getting these costumes? I need him to be dressed up as a lady at some point. I know they probably will cut this, but like I need him to be dressed up as a lady from the crowd as Dominic's doing a promo or something, and then he jumps onto the like ring. That would be amazing.
Yeah.
It's just so funny.
Yeah, it is. It was hilarious because I was half paying attention and I was like, wait a minute.
Who that? But yeah.
Who that is?
But I think this is my last thought. What do we think Solo Sikoa is planning? We haven't talked about him in a second, but like I'm thinking, what is Solo planning?
He got the belt, so he ain't planning nothing. If anything, trying to keep the belt.
I mean, that's not necessarily true. He could be planning something while also having the belt. Like, as we can see, Seth Rollins has Money in the Bank, which he doesn't have to cash in until next year. And dude can be planning something in the background. While he can have a whole thing going on without planning on using his Money in the Bank right now. And I like stuff like that. But Solo clearly just got arrested. Solo was the best part of that day, because his Cody, while he was being arrested, and then damn cops, hilarious.
Yeah, that was funny.
I'm just like, what is he doing exactly? And what is Jacob Fatu and Jey Uso going to do against them? Because as we see, there is a whole really good rivalry going on. And are they ever going to like link back up with Roman and Jay? Hard to say. Another what is it? Cage match thing going on.
Yeah.
War Games, another War Games situation. There we go.
Nah, War Games is too far down the line. But yeah, I could see that happening. That would make a good match coming up with the old Bloodline and the Bloodline 3.0 fighting. Yeah.
Yeah, but they could also bring in that one more family member with this. Pull in that one young dude.